Coming up next on the American Sports Show, a preview of the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl between 5th-ranked Wisconsin and 3rd-ranked TCU. It should be a good one. I'll preview it next here on the American Sports Show. This is the American Sports Show. Now, here's your host, Teddy Eddie. Welcome, everybody, to the American Sports Show. Today, I will be previewing the granddaddy of them all, as Keith Jackson used to say, the Rose Bowl game. The 5th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers return to the Rose Bowl against an unfamiliar opponent, the 3rd-ranked TCU Horned Frogs. It will be the first ever meeting of these two teams in the history of both schools, their first ever meeting. So let's take a look previewing the football game. You've got the 5th-ranked Badgers, who ever since their loss to Michigan State have been playing just so hard and been running the football at will against teams, with a big win over top-ranked Ohio State on October 16th in Madison. And you take a look at the TCU Horned Frogs. They've gone undefeated through the Mountain West and through their whole season, but their marquee win comes against a Utah team, which a couple weeks later lost to Notre Dame. So you take a look, TCU has a top-ranked defense in many offensive categories. But it's kind of, you take a look, TCU lost defensive end Jerry Hughes. He was a first-round draft pick last season. And TCU has a lot of speed on that defense offensively for TCU. Andy Dalton throwing the football. He's got 26 touchdown passes. You've got Ed Wesley, a good running back for TCU. And you've got a decent plethora of wide receivers for the Horned Frogs. But the thing that TCU is going to boast is their defense. On the Wisconsin side of the football, you got that three-headed running game. You've got John Clay, who hasn't played in a month. He's been hurt, but he has had time to recover, and he probably will play in the Rose Bowl. Don't know if he'll start, but I'm sure that big bruising running back from Racine, Wisconsin, Racine Park High School, will be playing in the Rose Bowl. And then you've got Monty Ball and James White. You have James White, who's that lightning back. You have John Clay, who's that thunder back, that power back. Monty Ball is almost a combination of the two. He's able to run it between the tackles, but he's got speed to break it to the outside. Very interesting. If you ever watch, I was at the Northwestern game for Wisconsin. If you watch Monty Ball in person, he's got very good agility, very good cutback ability, and Monty Ball, I'm sure, will be valued and used a lot by Paul Chryst, offensive coordinator for the Wisconsin Badgers. Take a look, Wisconsin throwing the football. You've got Scott Tolzien. He's got weapons like Lance Kendricks, Nick Toon, and other guys like Isaac Anderson and Jared Abadaris, the freshman. Take a look. He's got weapons throwing the football. Lance Kendricks is going to be one. If you let him downfield, he'll be a dangerous threat down the field for the Badgers. In this one, yes, TCU is a top-ranked defense, but they haven't played anybody with the caliber of the Wisconsin Badgers offensively. Wisconsin, I think they may get down early, they may be down at the half, but come the second half, that's when the speed of TCU will go away, because the Wisconsin Badger offensive line, led by Outland Trophy winner Gabe Carini, will just wear down that TCU defense and wear them down and wear them down and wear them down. That's how Wisconsin plays football. Once they get wore down too, that'll also open up the passing game for Scott Tolzien. But you take a look on the other side of the football. TCU on offense, Wisconsin on defense. J.J. Watt. Right now he's expected probably a late first-round pick. If he can have a great game, maybe work his way to the MVP of this game, he could get up maybe into the top 20 in the NFL draft. He has almost come out of nowhere for this Wisconsin team, and he's been great. He's been able to play the pass. He's also been able to play the run too. He can play both areas of the other team's offense very, very, very effectively. Take a look at Watt, Lewis, and Zegu on the other side, the bookends for Wisconsin. You've got linebackers, Comer St. Jean, Blake Sorensen, that are, they're decent. They can make plays. The Wisconsin really hurt when they lost Chris Borland for the season early on. Defensive secondary has made play, led by hard-hitting safety Jay Valai. Can they slow down Andy Dalton? I think they'll be able to do just enough, because the Wisconsin running game will be able to keep the ball out of TCU's hands. When running, then run the clock, and TCU isn't able to throw it or run it as much as they'd like to. They're forced to do one or the other. That'll really force Gary Patterson's hand, and it really plays into the hand of the Wisconsin Badgers. So I think Wisconsin will control this game running-wise, and I just don't see TCU being able to compete with that running game. In my opinion, Wisconsin could beat anyone in the nation right now. They are that good. They could compete with Oregon and Auburn. So, in this, I think Wisconsin is going to take this one home, and I think they're going to force turnovers defensively. Watch out for J.J. Watt. He is absolutely a monster at that defensive end position. Look for Wisconsin to win this game 28-20 over TCU. Look for a second half comeback and a lot of points for Wisconsin second half because the TCU defense will be wore down. That is your Rose Bowl preview. Wisconsin 28, TCU 20. Wisconsin wins another Rose Bowl and returns back to glory. Also, watch out for them next year. Also, watch out for the American Sports Show. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/US_sports_show. Listen to our podcast, which I just actually recorded before this, on iTunes, or you can go to americansportsshow.podomatic.com. Facebook, The American Sports Show. We're all over. Follow us, American Sports Show. Thanks for watching. Wisconsin 28, TCU 20, my prediction of the Rose Bowl game. Thanks for watching.